Thank you for the time and coming to the conference and gracing your presence. I want to know about your journey in cybersecurity and most importantly, how cybersecurity is different from South Africa and when we talk about Middle East, Dubai, especially.
Okay. First of all, thank you for having me. I really enjoy spending time with you today, and the insights shared were quite valuable. In terms of the journey, the cybersecurity journey is very interesting because the cyber threat landscape change drastically, and rapidly as well. So one needs to stay ahead of the adversaries, know what type of threats exist every now and then. What makes Middle East different is the fact that it's a global powerhouse for innovation, technology, business. So obviously that attracts a lot of cyber criminals. We know that with the adoption of innovative technology comes cybersecurity risks. So obviously there'll be more cyber attacks because cyber criminals are interested obviously in your digital economy as well. We know that there are a lot of global tourists in this country. So because of that influx, the cyber criminals can be interested as well in taking advantage of those tourists who are probably not aware of potential cyber risks. Yeah. So that's what I've noticed. Even from my side, I'm responsible for protecting the national critical infrastructure. And I believe there's also critical infrastructure in Dubai, and there are lots of innovations that are happening ahead, even during the conference. There are lots of innovations that are happening in terms of implementing AI and machine learning. And we know that when it comes to AI, yes, there are benefits that we are deriving in the cybersecurity community space, but at the same time, the cyber criminals are taking advantage of that. So as much as we are implementing AI or these advanced cybersecurity techniques, we need to make sure that we integrate security throughout the life cycle, just to make sure that we don't introduce risks to the organizations, or just to make sure that the innovations that we introduce are not necessarily taken advantage of by the cyber criminals. But what I can say is I like the innovation that is happening. All that needs to happen, we need to make sure that cybersecurity is part of the journey. It should never be an afterthought.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, as you talk about the protecting critical infrastructure when it comes to the banking sector, financial sector, then there is healthcare, then there is oil and gas. They all frequently get attacked by cyber actors.
Yeah.
So, how can government and private play a role to protect these digital infrastructure, especially critical infrastructure? Is there any particular strategy or collaboration need to be done? What should be the path that should be followed?
Yeah, absolutely. Collaboration is the new currency. We can never work in silos in the cyberspace. We need to collaborate. We need to help one another. Because remember, when it comes to cybercrime, it is borderless. So what is affecting Middle East can also affect South Africa. So if we work together, we can be proactive. For instance, if you see a threat that might also affect Africa, you can let us know through that collaboration. In some instances, you find that there are sets or C-sets. And then through collaboration of those C-sets, we are able to warn each other or create more intelligence that can help us to improve the overall cybersecurity posture. So that collaboration is very important. And again, in cybersecurity, there's something called defense in depth. So we should make sure that we apply that defense in depth. Don't just rely on one solution, because there's no silver bullet when it comes to cybersecurity. Those layers of defense are important, so that if one layer fails, the other one kicks in. Yeah. Yes, we are also implementing these advanced or sophisticated protection mechanisms, but we must always remember taking care of the basics is important, and making sure that we build those layers of defense is also very critical, so that we can protect our organizations, especially the national critical infrastructure. These cyber criminals are after it because they know that OT technology was not designed with security in mind. So they are legacy systems, sometimes they are untouched systems. So these cyber criminals tend to take advantage of that. So it is our role to make sure that we build these layers of defense, protect, segregate also critical systems from other environments that might introduce risk to those critical environments.
Okay. Yeah. So in the end, I would like to ask you about the conference. How do you like the conference? Is there any feedback from your end? What kind of format you want us to add on or to improve? And what's the best part about it?
Okay. I really enjoyed the conference, especially the fact that you recognize professionals who are making a difference out there. You know, in the cybersecurity space, we usually don't expect any recognition, but we recognize as well, inspire us. So I believe all the professionals who are recognized today are inspired to even go and serve their countries in the way that matters the most. And also the way the conference was organized, the panels that were organized are also relevant to what is happening out there. We spoke about ransomware attacks, and if you look at the prevalent attacks, especially in the energy industry, ransomware was on top of the list. So we addressed issues that are relevant, and I believe the valuable insights that were shared today will not only help a few professionals, it will help each and everyone who was there, because we're facing more or less the same challenges. Like I said earlier, we live in a borderless country when it comes to cybercrime. There are no borders.
Thank you so much.
So having said that, I would like to say thank you to Cyber Express and all the stakeholders that are involved in making sure that this event becomes a success. I really appreciate all the efforts that were put organizing this event.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.